I've always wanted to. I never want to be this rude, but when people are talking behind me in the movie theater, I just want to turn around and say, "Hey, James Earl Jones, shut up." But I don't know. I never have because it's extremely mean.
Yeah.
But there's like, if it's a girl, just turn around.
Gosh.
Sigourney Weaver, pipe down.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to Twerk Ethic Show. This is Cooley.
I'm Cooley. This is JT.
And if you're enjoying us on YouTube, please do subscribe.
Yeah, hit that like button, hit the notifications bell because we're going to post multiple times a week.
Absolutely. Enjoy. I don't know.
It depends on which movie you go to. Like when I went to see Halloween a couple years ago, they re-released it. And or not re-release. It was the 40 years later, basically.
Yeah.
Because Jamie Lee Curtis is back in it.
Sure.
And all that stuff.
Sure.
So I saw it, and the theater was pretty full. So I didn't go with anybody. I just went and saw it by myself.
Sure.
But the theater was packed, and it was mostly black people, which was awesome.
Yes.
So I knew it was going to be more funny.
It's true. If it's white people,
yeah,
I don't want them talking behind me.
Right.
But for some reason, the black community, it's just so good.
They pick their spots.
Yeah,
they don't talk all the way through it.
Yeah.
So
and what they say is usually pretty dang funny.
Yeah, because like the typical scene, which she gets away, but then she runs right straight to the woods, and all you hear in the back is, "Where you going?"
Dude, that reminds me.
Oh my gosh.
One of the ones that I saw in the same scenario was The Hangover.
Oh, okay.
I saw The Hangover, and behind me, I am not kidding you,
dude,
was about a 7-foot tall black man.
Yeah.
And even if I wanted to, I ain't going to say anything to this guy.
Right.
But I didn't want to because, man, it was so funny because they would do something and he would go, "Man, no. Don't you do that. Hey, man, what you doing?"
Right.
And I swear it made the movie 10 times funnier.
Oh, dude.
So
absolutely
good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of want an app of this guy. Right. I want to plug in my headphones and like listen to the movie with his commentary.
You said it was The Hangover?
Yeah, that's what it is. They're more like good commentary.
Yeah.
They're not just like, "Hey, you want to go to McDonald's after?"
Right.
It's not like that. It's not like they're just talking to each other.
Yeah.
They have
just
this.
Enjoy the moment.
They have, what it's like? It's like reaction videos. It's like YouTube reaction videos.
Yeah.
And that's why it's funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like you're saying, the guy's scared. It's like, don't go in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And this dude was like I was like on the second row.
Yeah.
Because I bought my ticket late. This dude was like up top, like near the back, and just powered over everybody. And it was so funny.
What was the story you told me one time where you were watching a trailer and some guy was like, "Nope."
Oh,
you know what I'm talking
about? It was, shoot, I can't remember the trailer.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't remember it because the movie wasn't worth seeing. So it was like, it was this trailer and everybody's just like, because like the trailer right before that was something everybody wanted to see, and they were just like, yes.
Yeah.
And so the trailer ended, and there was like silence, and then goes, and then the dude behind me goes, "Nope." Oh man,
that reminds me. We went to the $2 theater somewhere with Chris Hodge, and we were watching You, Me, and Dupree.
Yeah,
and it was the first time I've ever heard the song "Fix You."
Oh wow!
So this was a while back.
Yeah,
but it was at the end, and the part comes. How I looked at him and I was like, "Chris," I just knew Chris knew who this was
right
at the time, because again, it's not like if you heard it now. Even like it was like you were kind of cool if you knew who this was.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Chris," I was like, "What's this song?" He goes, "Dude, this is Coldplay." And I was like, "Oh my God." And it was the bridge of "Fix You." It's the first time I ever heard it.
Yeah.
So they went through this whole part. And then right after that, there's this love scene. And it's super quiet, and they're about to kiss.
Yeah.
And Chris just lets out a fake fart. And the funny part was, in the $2 theater, it was me, Chris, and one other couple.
Oh,
so it was so loud.
Yeah.
So like they're like
nice,
getting back together and apologizing, and it's super quiet, and they're about to kiss, and he just and I died laughing.
Yes.
I don't even know if he remembers this, but that crap was so funny to me. But anyway, you met someone pretty cool.
I did. But before we do that, I have one more trailer story.
Do it.
So we were watching, I remember what movie it was too that we were going to go watch. It was Cloverfield.
Okay.
Shot like this.
Yeah.
With 8mm or whatever it was.
Right.
By the way, during that movie, I had to look away because I was sitting too close. So I looked away for like 30 seconds. I was like, I'm going to be sick. But before that, there was a movie trailer, and it was Star Trek. And oddly enough, Rudy and I think Richie, his brother, were somewhere in the theater because I had seen him on the way in, but I was sitting somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so I knew they were there.
Yeah.
And so we were watching this whole Star Trek thing, and then it gets quiet, and the theater's full.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. And so then it ends, it gets quiet, and I go, the theater loses it. I was like, yeah, that's right, coming from a Star Wars fan.
Yes.
Suck it, Star Trek.
Yes. That's great. That's fantastic.
But they were like, but Rudy and Richie saw me afterwards. They were like, was that you doing Chewie? And I was like, yes, sir.
Nailed it.
At your service.
Nice job.
So, at the wedding, a couple weeks ago now.
The wedding you're playing drums at.
Yes. Band was playing for a wedding in Douglasville, Georgia. And wedding was going well.
Yeah.
Bride and groom said, I do. So it's time to party. And that's why we're there.
Mm-hmm.
We're to entertain. And so we're playing set, and then all of a sudden, one of our singers, Chris Cooley, gets in the talkback mic. He goes, attention guys, Matt Stafford is in the crowd.
Wow.
And he was like, Matt Stafford's here, Matt Stafford, because he just kept repeating it.
Yeah.
I was like, for real? And so we play for like another hour or so, and then we take a break. And I forgot he was there because I was doing something else or whatever. Oh, I was trying to keep drunk people off the stage.
There you go.
That's what happened.
Please tell me you did meet him. Just give spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, I did meet him.
Okay. All right.
So I actually saw Chris and our band director, Ryan Stewart. They were back there talking to him. And I was like, oh man, this is my chance to go
for sure
meet him because they're back there,
Yeah.
So I walked straight to him. And so as soon as I get there, I was just like, hey guys, what's up? And then Chris Cooley hands me his phone and goes, hey, can you take a picture of us?
No.
Or of us? And I was like, yeah, sure.
I'm just
Chris.
I'm just the help.
Yeah, I'm just the backline. Who cares? So I was like, sure, yeah, no problem. So before I take a picture of them, though, I turn the camera around and flash a selfie. But then I turn the camera back around and take a picture of them. And so I was like, yeah, here you go. And so Stafford comes up to me and goes, hey, man, we're living the days of the fist bump or whatever. So he was like, hey, man, great job on the drums. And I was like, and I wanted to say, great job at passing. You throw the ball really well.
Great job at staying a Lion for so long.
And kudos to Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
Good for you going to L.A. Because you need to get out of Detroit.
Yeah. I think people are going to actually start talking about him now.
Absolutely.
Well, that's cool that you met him.
Yeah. And he was super cool and just, it was like in passing, but I was like, oh, dude, he didn't have to come up to me because, I wanted to go up to him and just be like, hey, man, what's up? Yeah. And, nice to meet you. But He came up to me, so I thought that was pretty cool of him.
Yeah. I mean, you are one of the hosts on Twerk Ethic Show.
That's right. Which
so
is
he
the
knew.
show.
He knew. He was like, "Is that Cooley?" That's the guy who sips and coughs and snorts and dies. You're gonna die on the show. You know how bad I'd feel if you actually died.
Oh my gosh.
For a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
So I met him.
Yes.
We used to live together.
You and Matt Stafford?
Yeah. Me and Matt Stafford.
Wow.
No,
you're
you and I.
Yes.
JT and Cooley used to be roomies.
Yep.
For a while.
Yeah.
And it worked out well because I traveled on the weekends.
Like 4 years.
Yeah. And so you had the place to yourself on the weekends, basically.
Right.
And then I had the place to myself 9 to 5 during the week.
Yeah.
To myself. Yeah. So it worked out really well.
It really did.
And you used to travel
a lot.
A whole bunch. I mean, you were gone at weeks at a time. One of the trips, you went to LA and you met some famous people.
Oh,
yourself.
Yes. That's
at Fox, right?
That's a good pull. Yeah. I met some of the staff. Staff. What if it was like I met the cooks that cater the New Girl show.
Right. I met the cameraman.
I actually met Nick and Schmidt.
Or camera woman.
Yeah.
Modern society.
I met Nick and Schmidt from New Girl. I don't remember their names in real life. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I
probably a lot of people don't.
I like the show.
Yeah.
I think the show is hilarious. I'm not a huge fan. In other words, like I don't watch a lot, but when I do watch it, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So no dig at all to the show. I'm just not a super fan.
Right.
If I met like someone from The Office, then of course I'm going to know their name and all that stuff.
Sure.
But anyway, this is how it happened. So I'm working at Fox, and I'm staying next door to Fox.
Yeah.
At the Intercontinental. Right. So I work all day at Fox, and then I come back to the hotel. 4 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah.
And I walk up, and there's a completely full movie set blocking me from getting into the hotel. And I'm like, it feels like a prank because I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Just want to go back to my hotel room. Well, there's a big security guard. And so I go to the security guard and I said, hey man, what's going on? Are they filming a movie here? He's like, I don't know, something new woman, something. And I was like,
New woman?
New Girl? He goes, yeah, that's it. I was like, they're filming an episode of New Girl?
New woman.
Here?
That's awesome.
Exactly. And he was like, yeah, I think so. And at that time, I turned my head and I see Zooey Deschanel. And I was like,
and she ain't ugly.
That's Zooey Deschanel.
Right.
It literally, I just did not expect this.
And plus, we're a big fan of Elf. I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's where she got her start. Anyway.
Right. And I saw her just like filming.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
that's awesome.
This is really cool. So I went upstairs to my room, and then I was like, you know what, Jeremy, you got to do better than this. You got to go down there and like try to think of a way you can talk to one of them.
Ask her where the weight room is.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, I did not meet Zooey Deschanel. I'm just go ahead and,
Oh.
Yeah. But I went down the elevator and I went and sat in the lobby of the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And she's out filming a scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can I meet these people? And I'm just thinking, blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
And then as I'm thinking, the guy, Nick, just sits down right beside me.
No
I
way.
mean, literally like right here. And I'm like,
Come
well,
on.
there's the door
right
that has just opened.
Yes.
And so I'm kind of nervous, man, because like,
sure,
I've met celebrities and stuff, but like, I don't know that I've met one like that big,
right?
Yeah. And so I didn't know what to say. I'm like, you know what, dude, just be honest.
Yeah.
So I turned to him. I said, hey, man, I think you're hilarious in the show. I said, and I don't know your name. I'm sorry. I said, and you don't know my name. And then he laughed.
Yeah.
And I said, but I'm Jeremy. And he told me his name. I think his name might be like Jake. or something like that.
All right.
But he shook my hand. I said, "Hey, dude," I said, "I'm sure you saw this coming, but no one's going to believe that I saw you. Would it be okay if I got a picture with you?" He said, "Sure, man." Well, we stand up. There's a kid. I asked the kid, "Hey, can you take a picture?"
Yeah.
Well, as we're posing, Schmidt comes in, and
Nice.
he's in character.
Right. Yeah.
Because they're filming.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's in total character. He's like, "Yo, let me get in there." And so I turn around and it's Schmidt, and I'm like,
dude, that's awesome.
"What is going on?"
Right.
And so he's like, "Man, let me get in there. It's going to be fire." Like again, he's like in total character.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Fire.
"Okay, yeah." So we all, like, I'm in the middle and I've got my arms around both of them, and the guy takes a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so the guy takes a picture, and Schmidt was like, "Hey, let me see that. I got to make sure that picture's right." See, picture's like, "That's what's up." And then here's the cool part.
Yeah.
I kind of blacked out after this
Oh yeah.
because it was so much stimulation.
For sure.
Because it was him, and then it was Schmidt coming out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and actually interested.
Yeah.
And then I did something. I told a joke, and they died laughing.
Nice.
And Schmidt died laughing. He was like, "This dude right here is hilarious."
Nice.
And that's when I almost fainted.
They're gonna give us a follow on here.
Yeah.
You watch.
Yeah. And I was like, "Man, I actually don't remember what I told the guy,
Right.
but I made him laugh." And I was like, "That's amazing."
That's cool.
So then they were like, "Hey, we got to go. We got to film." I was like, "Dude, I totally understand. Thank you so much for your time. Honestly, I know everyone asked you to take a picture, but I appreciate it." And they're like, yeah. So I went up. Well, they ended up filming the episode Cece's Wedding.
Oh.
And so I actually went to my balcony and smoked a cigar, and I watched them film outside for like 2 hours.
Nice.
And it was like kind of a like surreal moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I didn't plan it.
Right.
I didn't even come up with the cool idea to meet the guy. Like he sat down beside me.
Right.
So it felt appropriate for me to say something.
Yeah.
I didn't go in his personal space and bother him or whatever.
Yeah.
But I am bummed that I never got to meet Zoe.